no. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, for the listeners at home, give us a wee bit of the meat of the story. A wee bit sort of, what makes them? Why do they want to go and read this story? What's the hook?
Well, it's really just about a normal, average, everyday person trying to survive in this. I hate to say it, but in this new world. Mm-hmm. It comes on quickly, and sort of a loner, not really paying attention to what's going on, is sort of thrust into this new society and having to survive and live. Granted, he has certain skills that enable that, but it's really, I try to keep it fairly realistic as to what I guess I would do, were I thrown in that situation. So I guess the hook, if you would say, is that I try to keep it realistic.
Mm-hmm. Now, without taking the tone down too much, do you think that this is something that could happen? Have you created a scenario in your book that is genuinely something you think might happen, or is it purely in the realm of fantasy?
Well, I think there's a possibility it could happen. I've tried to write it that way. I don't have it so the dead arise, or, people are casting lightning bolts from their eyeballs. I've tried to keep it as realistic as possible. Obviously the odds of something like that happening are astronomically small, but it could.
Okay.
What type of work were you inspired by in order to create the New World series? Would it have been different movies, TV shows, different books?
I'm a big fan of 28 Weeks Later. I think that was a great movie. So I don't know if that was the inspiration per se, but it definitely put a mark on me. That would be a terrifying place and time to live.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. It does sound very similar to the sort of tone of say 28 Days Later or I Am Legend. Is it something very similar to those kind of paths?
It is, yeah. I would say that there's a similarity in the creatures, although I've turned them and made them their own unique character, I guess, if you will. But it would be in the same lines as 28 Weeks Later, I Am Legend, those kind of movies.
Okay. Well, listen, Brad, we know, or sorry, John, we know that you're really, really busy at the minute. We do appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and talk to us. But listen, what we'll do is we'll get the books, we'll get the reviews, and we'll maybe get you back on the show again soon, and get into it, as I say, get into it a wee bit more. Would that suit?
You know what? I'd really enjoy that.
Happy days.
That would be a lot of fun. You just let me know anytime.
Definitely. But listen, just one more time, give us your website again for anybody that can catch up with you.
It's anewworldseries.com.
Okay. John, listen, thank you very much for coming on Following the Nerd, and we wish you all the best, and we promise we're going to keep up, and we'll stay in touch with us as the series goes on.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful holiday season.
You too, sir. Thank you very much, John. Good night. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you very much to John O'Brien. Okay, this sounds very much like the kind of thing,
it sounds, without sounding incredibly wrong, right up our alley, doesn't it?
It does.
Because it is that whole apocalyptic sense to it. And again, it could sound very similar to things like I Am Legend and stuff, but obviously he knows that, so he's put a lot of work into making it its own unique story.
Yeah, I'm sick of zombies.
Yeah,
I'm sick of zombies. I like a good zombie show. And The Walking Dead, which wrapped up the first half of season 4, is it season 4
Yes,
now?
it's season 4.
Was phenomenal, right? It's such a bleak ending. Oh,
right.
God, it was so bleak. But it was
Fantastic.
so good. It was so good. But you just get to the point where you go, you know what, zombies, kind of.
Because we had that with vampires for a while, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then it suddenly shifted and everybody loved zombies.
Yes, I know.
And now we've got the oversaturation. What's next?
Yeah. But even The Walking Dead seems to have gone down the direction of the comic book as well, where the realization is that the zombies aren't the threat. It's the living people that are the threat. The zombies are just an inconvenience, really.
We are The Walking Dead.
We are The Walking Dead. Okay, yes. So, John, thank you very much. That was great for John to come on the show. Right, all right. With Stuart on the Monday Movie Show with the UK Top 10. We're going to have Big Phil. It's been a while since Big Phil's graced the airwaves.
Far too long. Far too long.
Big Phil was at the premiere of The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, last night. So he's going to be on. I messaged him and I said to him, well, was it any good? To which he replied, right, his text message just said, blinkety beezer.
My shoes have cracked.
No, he didn't say anything about his shoes. It just said blinkety beezer. What were you doing with your shoes?
I don't like. It's both shoes. Look at that.
Oh,
they've actually cracked right across the sole.
Right. Yes, Saxon has cracked.
Sorry. Yes, sorry. That was more interesting than The Hobbit. Sorry. What?
Wow.
No, actually, in all seriousness, like apparently this has been getting some really good reviews. Like Empire gave it 5 stars because apparently it's amazing. But then again.
5?
Yeah,
really?
5 stars.
Oh,
apparently it's great, but then again, it would be great in contrast to the first movie.
Yeah, aye.
Because apparently, like 45 minutes into what was the first one called? An Unexpected Journey. Like 45 minutes into it, you know, the dwarves were still sitting around Bilbo's table having a bit of a sing song. Apparently, by that stage in this movie, you know, they're in barrels going over a waterfall while people fight in trees.
Yes.
So apparently,
giant spiders. Giant spiders is always good.
Oh yeah, you like
if they're done
you like the giant spiders every once in a while, don't you?
Good giant spiders, and of course, the 8th Doctor running around covered in bird.
No, that's the 7th.
7th Doctor.
Sylvester
McCoy. That's Sylvester McCoy. Show some respect.
Indeed.
Indeed. Right, okay, this is Shine 102.4 FM and you are following the nerd. As I said, we're going to be back in a couple of minutes with Big Phil. We'll take Big Phil in after Stuart goes through the top 10. And hopefully Al has been on. He said there's a problem with the internet, but if everything goes well, he'll be on with the big video game news.
Problem with internet?
I know.
No!
The internet's broke in Bonnie, Scotland.
It's the new world. Okay. It's starting.
It's Christmas.
I'm Colin Baker and I am following the nerd, so you should follow it too.
Hello, I'm Sylvester McCoy and I'm following the nerd.
This is Paul McGann, Doctor Who number 8, and I'm following the nerd.
Hello, this is John Leeson.
But he doesn't sound like that.
The voice of K9, and I am following the nerd.
But that's why we don't talk about that anymore.
The first genuine intro of all time. This is Shine 102.4 FM, and you are following the nerd. Okay, right. It's that time.
Is it? Is it again?
Hello.
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 I think it's time.
Yeah, you're one to talk, Mister. Well.
What?
Well.
Oh yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, and
I need to catch it. Like I've been trying to say, like I don't know if you've picked up on this in the past umpteenth podcasts, but I've tried to have my own catchphrase, which is ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy. I've heard that once or twice.
From me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you picked up on the fact that I always say farewell at the end of my conversations. I never say goodbye. Because I don't like to say goodbye. Shall we say adieu? Shall we say farewell?
Wait, hold on. Right, okay, go on.
Marc, put it away, mate, will you? Not in the face, Marc. Not in the face.
Oh, easy,
not that close.
Easy.
Gorgonzola.
Right, you know what? Let's call Stuart.
Hello.
Stuart.
Hello.
I can't hear him because I have no headphones this week.
But can you not hear too?
No.
Stuart, talk to us.
Hello.
Can I hear that?
I can barely hear him.
Right, hold on.
Yeah, turn it up. Turn up the radio.
Can you hear him now, Stuart?
Yep.
No.
It's a good thing then.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Stuart, we had a bit of an episode at the start of the show where there apparently is no jacks for headphones in this radio station.
Yeah, so naturally Marc gets the jack for the only pair of headphones here.
Oh, good. Do you want these earphones?
No, not really.
You're such a whinge.
Not after they've been on your head. I don't know where you've been.
Well, actually, you do.
Yeah, in front of the mic, scratching yourself.
Yeah.
Ugh, filth.
I'm sporting a bird. For
I bet you are.
Listening. For anyone that's listening, that's what it is. I've got a big beard on me. There's small woodland animals roaming around my face.
And a few mushrooms going over as well.
Easy now.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Yeah.
Stuart, what's new with you?
Recovering from my work's night out, which was last night.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Rough one?
Feeling a bit delicate?
Pretty much. Didn't get in till about 2:30. Was at work all day today.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, you're a wild child, sir. Wild child.
Lovely. Young fella like you. Had you a bit of a hangover? Head a bit sore?
No, actually, everybody else in the shop was completely hungover badly, and I was the only one who was rubbing it in, which was fine.
Right.
I didn't have a headache. I felt fine.
Right.
Yes.
Settle
down, children.
Your Monday movie show, Comrade Norms, isn't doing too well. I was talking to Andy earlier on today, because I was trying to get you earlier on, and then I rang him to see if he would, because the phone wasn't going through, so I thought I'd ring Andy and see if he's got a number for Stuart, and then I rang Andy. He sounded like he had something had fallen on him.
He was on death's door.
Yeah, that's just Andy anywhere. He always sounds like he's on death's door, so...
Okay. Well, he didn't sound too good at all. I actually was like, okay, you know what, Andy, go rest, please don't die on the phone, it would traumatise me.
Yeah, considering the amount of talking we're going to have to do on Monday, then he definitely should rest.
Yes, rest those vocal cords. Right, okay, the box office, the UK top 10. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Or is there anything... No, actually, because normally you go... Just before we do, is there anything you want to talk about first?
World War Z, did you enjoy that film?
I liked World War Z, yes.
Yeah, so obviously, maybe he's looking forward to a sequel, and I know Brad Pitt has turned around saying that he's interested in doing a sequel to the film. Mm-hmm. They've actually got a director, even though they haven't got a writer for it.
This is the guy from 28 Weeks Later, isn't it?
No, this is Juan Antonio Bayona, who did The Impossible and The Orphanage.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Which is an interesting choice to pick, because The Impossible is a fantastic film.
And I really like The Orphanage.
The Orphanage is even better.
Yeah.
So The Impossible is sort of like the biggest scale film he's ever done, but the budget on that is still only like $30 million. So I don't know if he'll be able to handle a World War Z film, like a film that size, but it's interesting that they've gone with him, because I love Juan Antonio Bayona. I think he's a brilliant director, so...
But that's good, though. I like that juxtaposition of a director who's usually worked with small-time stuff suddenly taking on a big Hollywood tentpole. Careful now.
Look at you in juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bigger word than marmalade.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. I've been playing Street Countdown.
Okay, right.
Is that tumbleweed?
Moving on.
You don't see that in a radio station these days.
Stuart, every week I learn something new about you, and every week it surprises me.
We have to hear this.
Lock and Key.
Yeah.
You've been reading Lock and Key?
Yep.
Are you up to date?
Nope.
Right. Well, that's the end of that conversation. Are you liking it?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Why Lock and Key? Because of Joe Hill?
No, it was just... a suggestion from somebody, because I was asking a friend of any kind of comic books to read, and he just says, well, I'm reading Lock and Key at the moment, why don't you give that a try? And so I used one of those apps, Comicology, on Android. I looked on there, it was on there, and I thought, I'll give it a try, I'll download it, and I downloaded the first issue and really enjoyed it.
Well, we're hoping now very soon to have Gabriel Rodriguez, the artist, on the show, because the art in it's just gorgeous. And Joe Hill, I think, as accomplished a novelist as he is, he's even better writing comic books.
Yeah.
Because when you finish that, he has a few other things. He has another book called The Cape, which is amazing. And I just read another book he wrote called Thumbprint, which was based on a novella that he written, and it was superb as well. So the guy, his comic book writing is fantastic. There's a certain... it's not just like writing an ordinary story. To write a comic book, there's the pacing, there's the consideration of the panels and everything, and he's first rate.
But I really did like the look of the comic book itself. I thought, like you said, the art style is interesting. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the thing that actually kept me reading it more. Because I don't read comic books. I've never been a person who read comic books. Obviously, I used to buy the Beano and the Dandy when I was a kid, but that was about it.
Yeah.
So I thought, and I used to read a lot of manga. I was obsessed with reading manga. So I just thought I would give it a try and enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's a good place to start. Right, okay, without further ado, is there anything that you want to get into before we get into the top 10?
Nope.
Alrighty. Right.
At number 10, it's Nebraska.
Yeah, this is a black and white film directed by Alexandra Payne, and it stars Bruce Dern, who's a person who gets, when you get these things through the post saying that you've won like £1 million, or a phone call saying, congratulations, you've won this money. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is just come and pick it up. Well, that's the premise of this story. This guy thinks that he's won $1 million, and he decides to trek to Nebraska from where he lives to pick up the money. His son turns around to tell him, saying that it's a scam, and then his son joins them along. Now, Alexander Payne is a very strange director. He's one of these directors who does very low-key kind of movies which very few people know about, and it's got a really nice style to it. I like directors who decide to take risks and do black and white films over colour films, because the last black and white film I saw in the cinema was The Artist, which was an amazing movie. So I'm